This morning. I'll just recap very quickly if you didn't catch it earlier. National Semiconductor delivered a top-line and margin forecast above Wall Street estimates. Stock in the company rose 2.5%, 3%, depending on which part of the intraday you were looking at. After a horrendous 2009 for the microchip industry, it shows that certainly the demand in the IT space is bouncing back. All you have to do is look at all these kids with their getting their paws on the Apple iPhone 4th permutation. Graham Bibby, CIO, my very good friend from Richmond Asset Management, joins us on Squawk this morning in our round robin with Christian Nolting from Deutsche Bank Private Wealth Management. Hey, Bibbs, good to see you.
Morning.
Tech, let's kick off with that a little bit, because you've been doing some charting in the background offline. We sort of hit a pinnacle and can't seem to break out on a lot of the tech momentum here.
Yeah, as you know, about 5-6 weeks ago, being an absolute return, we'd gone fully to cash. And exactly 1 week ago, we actually bought the semiconductor ETFs.
Okay.
They seem to have been leading the way. Obviously, then we've had a bit of a pullback, so we were a bit jittery about that. But it looks like we've got a base forming, and there's a few charts starting to break out.
And is it in a world of its own, irrespective and oblivious to anything else going on in the world? The problems with Hungary and, you know, this ongoing EU thing that just doesn't seem like it's going to go away anytime soon.
Well, there seems to be this floor under the market, not too far below where we are now. The strong breakout by the Chinese stock market a few days ago, and then we had a pullback yesterday, possibly the forerunner of that. But if you look across all the stocks, even I know you were talking about resource stocks earlier, BHP, Rio Tinto, they seem to be putting this base in place. And then markets like India, Philippines are actually starting to break out to the upside. So it's a bit early in the game, but it's a lot more positive than it was 4 or 5 weeks ago.
A bit of dichotomy, a bit of decoupling there, Karen.
Hey, Graham, perhaps you can help me out with this. I want to take a look at the DAX, the 3-month chart. I know it might sound a little bit abstract, but it shows the extreme volatility, the choppiness in the trade, more exacerbated than any other market that I've seen in that window. What do you make of the volatility out there? Is it going to come back at any point? Do we make hay while the sun shines? So look at that.
Well,
look at the extent of that.
Yeah, I guess, you know, there's obviously a lot more problems in Europe and with the euro. So we would look at the currency aspect as well, because we try to be in stronger markets with strong currencies. And with that kind of volatility, we'd avoid it until it settles down. Every week we do analysis on 46 world markets for momentum. And something like Germany is definitely in the bottom half. And the emerging markets are towards the top. Sri Lanka, funnily enough, being the only market probably in the world that's been rising through all this, and the Philippines second. So for us, you know, we don't see a bottoming out in the euro yet. Sterling looks like it could be. The Aussie chart is very much similar to the markets. It looks like there's a base under it. And if we really do get this breakout and it's confirmed, then you'll see the dollar reversing, gold reversing, people going into emerging markets and into commodities.
Yeah, Graham, also, Christian, let's start talking, you brought it up already, Graham, the euro, nice pop overnight. Spain managing to push off 3.9 billion euros worth of paper, almost all sold. We had similarly decent auctions earlier this week from a couple other names as well on the fringes. Can they keep this up, putting paper out there and getting people to buy it, do you think, Graham?
Well, that was the biggest concern, you know, because Geithner goes over to Europe and gives them a bit of a slap because of irresponsible financial controls or whatever, but they just took a leaf out of the US book, and why not just print more paper? So, you know, that's working at the moment. They obviously can't keep doing that.
Yeah, Christian, I don't think you were buying overnight, were you? Because I gather you don't like sovereign bonds.
We don't like sovereign bonds, but I think the asset class, if you look at the euro especially, what we shouldn't forget is what Europe needs probably is the currency devaluation we have seen so far is helping Europe. So we shouldn't forget about that. So export-oriented companies are doing pretty well in this environment. And we're just mentioning the DAX. The DAX has outperformed the Euro Stoxx 50 by nearly 13% this year.
Notwithstanding those cavities that we saw in the 3-month chart.
Definitely. So, but you see high volatility on the downside. But of course, when things are more positive, there's a huge upside jump. So you see already this development, and I think that's why the euro, the devaluation of the euro need not be negative for Europe. And you've seen the ECB yesterday coming in with even a little higher growth
But after what point does it become not good? at parity, at 115?
No, if you look at purchasing power parity, it's probably around 115 to 118. So the euro is still not weak, I would say. So probably there is some room to go. But we shouldn't forget at this point of time, probably the euro is very, very short in the market. So we could imagine that it's stabilized around here. But then after that, maybe it develops a little bit further.
All right, let me get the gold bugs are screaming for an answer on this one. What gold and South Australian property are your two biggest bull calls right now? Let's leave South Australia alone for now. Gold, 1218. Where you can't seem to get out its own way. It's kind of stuck right now, no?
Yeah, well, again, that's if you look at the markets. I mean, people have been fleeing to gold really because of the currency wars that are on, the devaluations going on, and concerns about the financial markets. So you know, everything's intertwined. So as we see the markets potentially basing, then you're going to see gold potentially topping, and then we just got to see which of the war of investors wins out. There's a lot of money in cash as well. We shouldn't forget that. Looking for a home. Okay.
Looking for a home. Come to my home. Thanks, Graham. Have a great weekend. Okay. Our thanks to my good friend Graham Bibby and our good friend Christian Nolting, who's been patiently with us out of Singapore. The markets in Shanghai come online in just a few minutes. We're going to head over to Shanghai for a look at the key movers with Lei right ahead on Squawk Box. Back at the bottom of the hour.